security guarantees for Ukraine. So far, neither Kiev nor its European sponsors seem to realize the gravity of the situation or to be willing to negotiate honestly. The North Atlantic Alliance continues to expand right up to our borders, contrary to assurances given to Soviet leaders to advance not a single inch to the east. Contrary to the commitments made by NATO members at the OSCE to respect the principles of the indivisibility of security and not to strengthen their own security at the expense of others and not to strive for dominance, we repeatedly proposed that NATO capitals respect their commitments and agree on legally binding security guarantees. Our proposals in 2008 and the subsequent ones, including in December 2021, have been ignored and continue to be ignored to this day. Moreover, threats of the use of force against Russia are increasingly being made. Russia is being accused of almost planning to attack the North Atlantic Alliance and the European Union countries. President Putin has repeatedly debunked these provocations. Russia has never had and does not have any such intentions. However, any aggression against my country will be met with a decisive response. There should be no doubt about this among those in NATO and the EU who not only are telling their voters that war with Russia is inevitable and are forcing them to tighten their belts, but are also openly talking about preparations for an attack on our Kaliningrad Oblast and other Russian territories. We have some hopes for the continuation of the Russian-American dialogue, especially after the summit in Alaska. In the approaches of the current US administration, we see a desire not only to contribute to ways to realistically resolve the Ukrainian crisis, but also a desire to develop pragmatic cooperation without adopting an ideological stance. Russia and the US bear a special responsibility for the state of affairs in the world and for avoiding risks that could plunge humanity into a new war. The maintenance of strategic stability is the aim of a new initiative by the Russian Federation that was put forward by President Putin on the 22nd of September. It concerns Russia's readiness to adhere to the central quantitative limits of the New START Treaty for 1 year after its expiry on the 5th of February 2026. This is upon the condition that the United States acts similarly and does not take steps that would violate the existing balance of deterrence capabilities. We believe that the implementation of our proposal would create the conditions necessary for avoiding a strategic arms race to maintain an acceptable level of predictability in the nuclear missile sphere and to improve the overall atmosphere in Russian and American relations. Colleagues, in December this year, we will mark the 65th anniversary of the adoption by the General Assembly of the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Peoples and Countries. The decolonization process, with a leading role played by